Chill. Yeah. M16.
This is unbelievable.
Brr. Weazel. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and they Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. Hey. Shout out to my boss, Baron. You know that man make it happen. He got our foot up in the damn door, and now the whole team taking action. We got pictures on whether you can chat with cheddar. Hit me for your music needs, who gon' do it better? And you can catch Travis on the Rash Report, or catch me going live with the facts from the source. Ari is a newswoman, plus you with the force. Man, the whole Weazel staff, we on top, check the score. Editors, producers, all going hard. Don't make us pull up with them cameras in your front yard. Weazel.
And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Weazel News. My name is Lindsay Warren, and here with me is Dick Dastardly. How are you tonight, Dick?
I'm doing great, Lindsay. I hate to say it, it does sound like I'm doing just a slightly better than you. I certainly hope this cold, wherever has taken hold of you, you shake it off really quick.
It has. But we're working our way back to getting well. But how are you, Dick? I heard you had quite the night last night.
Oh, it was a crazy night last night. We will discuss that, what happened to me, in a few moments, but we definitely want to discuss everything else that's happening in the city to begin with.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, wow, it's crazy. Wow.
Yes, it was. I couldn't believe what happened. Luckily, this time I wasn't in a helicopter with Sky.
Yeah. Which poor Sky. I mean, we hope she's okay. We're really we're working with authorities, but we're really not sure at this time. So hopefully everything and we can find her as soon as possible.
Most definitely, we hope she's all safe. We hopefully
Yes.
there has been nothing of a significance degradation happen to her. We hope she's in good spirits wherever she may be. Hopefully, the van that was found on fire out near the airport was just accidental and it wasn't an intentional fire, but we don't know yet. Law enforcement has been working. They have an APB out looking for her. We're trying to work with law enforcement, give them all the information they may need, and anybody else who may have crossed our paths in recent weeks that may not be too happy with the reporting we have been doing.
Absolutely, and ladies and gentlemen, if you do see Sky Davis in the San Andreas area, she is a approximately 5'6", 5'7" female with short brown blonde hair, usually wearing heels, was last seen wearing a white shirt with a media vest on and red headphones. So if you do see her in the area, you all know what she looks like from being on the news. Definitely contact your local law enforcement.
Please do. We do be missing Sky here.
Yes.
And hopefully she's safe. Well, I'm not going to say she's safe, but hopefully she's unharmed wherever she may be.
Yes, we do hope. We are hoping for the best here, and for the best outcome for everyone in this situation. Yes. So would you like to get us started this evening?
Absolutely. Well, this past Tuesday, we was hanging around the airport. We had some busy craziness going on. Let's see. There was, well, unfortunately, we had Herbert out again Tuesday.
Oh boy.
Oh, yes. Poor Herbert. I don't know how that man keeps his driver's license. He managed to somehow hit, I think, approximately 16 cars
Wow.
parked along the road at the airport.
Wow.
Yeah, only one of them was a major damage. You managed to somehow tear the door off of one of them,
Oh
and
Lord.
oh yes, yes, but really, luckily the rest of them was able to be driven away. I think some went to Mosley's, some went to Hayes, some went to Ace Towing, and as a
I
few went to Benny's for repairs.
I mean, I believe it. 15 cars. It's a lot of work to be done in the city
Oh,
on cars.
I'm not even sure Herbert even has insurance anymore. I mean, that's going to be one heck of an insurance bill they're going to have to put out for that.
It well, I'm wondering. I mean, I'm questioning. I mean, I figured it would happen already, but I'm questioning whether Herbert will continue to have a license after this.
Well, speaking of license, supposedly he was on his way to the flight school to learn how to fly.
No,
Yes, can you imagine Herbert in an airplane or a helicopter? It's bad enough he's on four wheels. Imagine his ass in the air.
I don't want to imagine it.
Oh, I think they'll be responding to more than just some ended up cars if that man managed somehow
Yeah,
to get a flight license, a pilot's
yeah,
license.
yes. Speaking of, I know that Sky before she or the day that she did have her absence was one of her first full days back since the helicopter ordeal, and it was her first full day back. Well, actually it was a part day. She wasn't even here the full day
Mm-hmm.
because she's still dealing with stuff. um but she drove up to a scene of three, and I have some of the screen recordings from her uh, live. They kind of used that the LEO were kind of used that to see if anybody was in the area that they might have missed on the live, and they didn't see anybody. But while reviewing that, I also wrote down what she had spoken about during that scene, and it was a three. The LEO were kind of a little bit. It took them a little bit to figure this collision out, but multiple air aircrafts were idling or trafficking um, on the runways, and uh, one hit the other after it had. They're still not sure whether one was landing, but somehow three aircrafts collided at the Los Santos airport. And I believe that they did have one confirmed DOA, and they were possibly missing another pilot, but they found them. But I believe that one person did survive, and there was one confirmed DOA.
That's right. I do remember hearing about that. I do remember there were three aircraft. I think they believe fog may have played a role along with ATC controller up top of the tower may have misspoken, or there may have been some sort of misunderstanding from the cockpits of each aircraft.
Yes, it was released. A statement was released by the Los Santos Airport and ATC, saying that there was a scheduled change in uh in the flights that was going down, and this the person was the person was taking a break. They were going on break. They were going on shift. So that person did something went down with the management of shifts.
Something went wrong and
Yes.
mismanagement shifts. I didn't have open left and shift. Sounds like.
Yes.
That is such a shame that it was two lives, at least two lives lost in that, and no telling how much money was lost in the way of the aircraft and the shutdown of the runway to keep
Yes.
other flights in and out of the airport.
Yes.
That is terrible to hear.
Yes.
So, and I also believe, they had a high-speed car chase around the airport too at that time. I believe they finally captured one subject
They did. They
with a
captured.
bus.
Yeah, there was a hijacking of a bus. Um, there was a woman inside who was trying to steal the bus for a bachelorette party or something like that, trying to
Wow.
borrow it or rent it, and let's just say that that person did not rent the bus.
Mm-mm. Well, I bet they got some nice pair of jewelry though for the bachelorette party.
Yes, yes,
Th-
indeed.
That is terrible right there. And I think that was about the full extent of the news coverage from Tuesday itself.
Yeah, it was quite a it was a collective that I don't well oh there was also a excuse me there was also a box truck that was on fire,
That's right.
404, and responded to that one, and I did catch a statement from him later that says that they recovered a some powder on the ground outside of the truck that was taken for testing, and some bags that looked like they might have previously had money in them, but
Mm,
some was missing. So they're gonna check for handprints because they didn't find anything on the cameras. So that is
wow.
an investigation that is still pending and underway.
I wonder if that might be some incoming shipments from out of the country, or maybe some outgoing shipments
Yeah,
from
really
leaving
not
the
sure. It
country.
was outside of a Los Santos hotel, or the hotel of the airport, which kind of didn't make sense. But
Hmm.
hopefully they'll find some leads to have it make sense.
Potentially, hopefully, they find out what's going on. Crime's been on an uptick lately, especially we had a lot going on Saturday night.
Yes, yes.
We had there was a high speed chase, and then the law enforcement managed to catch up with the vehicle at the bank down there just out of Eclipse Boulevard. And then they couldn't identify the driver of the vehicle, but I was on scene with the camera recording it.
Mhm.
And as I was recording law enforcement investigating the bank, make sure there was no one in there in the vehicle,
Yes.
there was a gentleman that walked right by the chief of police and a sheriff's officer, walked right by me to a
Wow.
car parked around the corner and busted the window and drove off.
Oh my goodness.
There are some brazen criminals around here. Did you
Yeah.
know that?
Wow.
I tried to
Wow.
make a report and get the law enforcement to chase him down, but by the time they was able to get underway, I believe he had managed to escape from law enforcement.
Oh my goodness. That's quite crazy.
It definitely is. Let's see,
And
they
I
have some craziness going on Saturday.
Yes, I know that they also had I believe that you got some footage out from the cemetery.
Oh
Or
yes, we got some footage of cemetery. Apparently, from what I can gather, because it was a busy night for law enforcement and fire. They was jumping from call to call, but for what I can gather, that someone had dug a grave at the cemetery, put the what's it called, the colors or leathers from the motorcycle gangs, the
oh,
Lost and the Reapers.
hmm,
They had tossed them into the grave, poured chemicals over them, and set them on fire.
wow,
And there was 4 or 5 boxes of chemicals recovered from the scene. Hazmat had to be called. Law enforcement took possession of a few boxes to test for fingerprints and tracking numbers to find out potentially
yeah.
where it came from.
Hopefully they find this. I know that they've had several cases that have been connected together.
Yes, and I'm thinking they said something that they might be thinking that it might be a new motorcycle gang or a new gang trying to step into Los Santos
Wow,
in the Blaine County area, trying to make a name for themselves.
that's I mean an interesting way to do it of all things.
It is. It's kind of scary, mate, if you think about it.
It is quite, yeah,
But
definitely off-putting for sure. So make sure you guys are watching the areas that you're in, even the safer areas. They may not be safe right now.
it's like I remember a few months back we had something going on between the Reapers and the Lost, where the clubhouses had both been set on fire.
Yeah, yeah,
When
certain. certain
Hmm.
places. Yeah,
And then that kind of eased off, and now this is going on.
well,
So it kind of makes you wonder if maybe those two events were connected,
yeah,
even though they
a lot of
think it was the ballers
connections.
at.
A lot of connections here lately in the last few months.
Yes. Oh, did you hear about they had three people with a attempted break-in, maybe attempted robbery up in the Vinewood Hills area also?
I did hear about that. That was on one of the upper streets around 551. They had multiple officers respond to that, and I believe that there was a pickup truck on scene when they first got there, and then that person tried to flee, and then there were shots fired after that.
Yes, I believe Captain Rico may have been struck or grazed by that same pickup truck. Originally, the call came over as an officer down, so everybody was believing the officer may have got shot. But I interviewed him later. He said he was a little sore. He had only gotten like maybe hit kneecap or something by the
Oh,
pickup truck. But
wow,
I believe maybe all three suspects may have been shot and killed. They died in a hell of gunfire, apparently.
wow. That's, I mean, what a way to go. What a way
Yes.
to, I mean, not I mean people have some nice things in the Rockford Hills area, but crime is not the way to go about that.
I mean, there's all kinds of jobs in the city. All you got to do is get out and do honest living in the
Yep,
city, and they can make all the money they need to make.
apps. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Most definitely. It's just crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Speaking of crazy, the weather's gonna have another cold front coming through this week. So well, cold for Los Santos is like, not super cold until we get into our later winter weather. But we'll have a few cold fronts coming in over the next week or two. So might be a good time to break out the sweaters if you haven't yet, and other essentials that you'll need.
It's about time for that soup and chili weather, I think, here in the city.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah. And have you been listening to any music here lately, Mr. Dastardly?
I've been listening to a little bit here and there. I don't know if you've been listening to the same thing that Sky was listening to, but I've been listening to I think is it NFX or Nefx is
The
the artist.
Thefts?
Yes, he's
The Thefts?
released
Yeah.
some more music here recently, like the last 2 weeks or so.
They're always, I feel like they're always cranking out music. Sky got me into listening to them.
Yes, and it's some pretty good music. It's got some real good beats to it, and I believe, he's gonna keep cranking the music out right on up to the end of the year at the minimum.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Always love new music. I'm listening to a lot of country lately, actually. So
Oh,
yeah, some different music. Not a specific artist, but that specific genre. And just kind of seeing what's out there.
oh, that's not bad. Country music sometimes can get you in that yeehaw mood. So but be careful there,
It
Lindsay.
can get you into that yeehaw mood, but it can also just kind of be a nice, easy, relaxing, you know, drive down the road and just kind of a nice, way to hang on, hang out.
Yeah, that's definitely right. It's the right time of weather to ride down the road with your windows let down and music turned up.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
is awesome.
I think you might be qualified to write yourself a country song there.
Oh no no, I'll just stick with the old good old dad jokes. And I'll let the real artists do all
Uh,
the country
you,
music.
you don't want to get your banjo out?
No, we don't want to get the banjo out or the
Do you
the
know how
pom
to play any
poms.
instruments?
I dabbled back in high school, but that was a few years back. So I think I'll just have to pass on that right now.
Maybe we can take banjo lessons.
Some banjo, maybe some ukulele lessons.
Some didgeridoo.
Some didgeridoo. Ooh, that'd be fun. Twang 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 tong tong. Mm-mm-mm.
Yes, indeed. Do we have any businesses that we'd like to highlight this week?
Well, sit here was wondering. I don't know if there's any. Oh, Do well. We don't really have businesses, but we have a new service we want to highlight.
I was just gonna think about that. We are gonna
Yeah,
have a new DOT service uh, or department in the city, and all the great works that they'll be doing throughout the city, and we'll see what they have to offer the city.
I believe it's going to be specifically, I'm not going to say cited, but specifically meant for maybe the new citizens of our city to come in and get their feet wet within the city. That's what it's really going to be aimed towards. So, any new citizens or employees that come into our city, head on down there to the new DOT job site, and check that out and see about getting your feet wet on some of that good, honest work right there.
Yeah, it'll be a good way
That's
to get some stuff done and have some fun.
Oh, most definitely. I see they got some new equipment coming in. It's going to look really, really nice once the DOT gets their services up and going full speed ahead. I believe they're going to split it up into two sectors. They're going to split it up. Half is going to be in the city, and the other half is going to be spread throughout the county, Blaine County, Sandy Shores, and Paleto Bay area.
Very nice, very nice.
Yes, according to that. Oh, we do have a. There is a new motorcycle shop that has come to the state.
Oh,
Oh yes, up in Paleto Bay. They have remodeled one of the older warehouses up there,
oh wow! I
and
didn't know about this.
oh yes, you should go check it out when you get up in that area. But there is a new motorcycle shop coming in to work on and potentially sell and customize your motorcycles at.
That is awesome. That is awesome to hear.
hmm There's did you know Paleto Bay got a little small runway of an airport up there just outside off the coast?
Did hear about that. I did hear about that. That is quite awesome news.
Oh yes, I flew in there the other day just to check it out. It's kind of iffy landing, but
Yeah.
I can tell there wasn't a lot of county money spent on it. But it's kind of iffy landing because you kind of fly in there, you kind of have to kind of it's like landing inside of a bowl almost. You kind of have to go over the rim and kind of land down the bottom of it.
Yes. And I've also heard that there is a new Sandy Shores Marina. They rebuilt all out of the current boathouse. They redid it a little bit, and now we have a official marina by the old boathouse out there.
That's right. I forgot about that too. There's fully docks all out through the sea out there. It's really really nice. I checked those out right after they finished construction out there the end
Yes,
of last week.
absolutely. We love to see all those cool things that they got added.
Yes, most definitely. And
Yeah.
society is always adding something here to the city for us to check out and discuss, like weekly. I can't believe how much stuff is always being added.
Also, they've also Big Sheets also has a new Peterbilt 1978 359 uh truck that they just added to their fleet over at Big Sheets. It's worth checking out if you like trucks or into trucking.
Then hey, the city council managed to somehow secure a new 40-foot flatbed to
Wow,
be put in service for all of our wrecker services out here.
wow.
I'm sorry, not 40 foot, but a 40-ton flatbed
We
rollback.
didn't even
It's 40 something, 40 something.
a
That's
40
just so
foot.
much going
40
on.
foot would be a little bit long, I think, or maybe a little
Uh,
bit short. I'm not sure.
well, we do know it can carry semi trucks, so it may be close to 40 foot, maybe a 40 foot, 40-ton.
Yes,
But it is a
indeed.
beautiful truck, so
We love to see it. We love to hear about it.
oh yes, we love briefing and updating all of our wonderful viewers on all the new toys coming to the city.
Definitely. Do we have anything else that we'd like to add?
One thing before we close, as you
Yes.
know, last night I was out in the city last night. We touched on it at the beginning of the stream, but before we close out, someone has once again taken shots at me in a Weazel news vehicle.
Wow.
Yeah, luckily this time
Crazy.
they managed to blow out just a tire and a few shots in the back tailgate of our newest vehicle. I was involved in shooting
That
a
is
few months back at Strawberry, so
that is scary.
police are wondering now if maybe it could be connected. I didn't have a chance to look at the shooter, so if there was anybody in the area around the theater or tattoo shop off of Eclipse Boulevard that may have caught whoever may have been shooting at us or at myself particularly, please report it to the local law enforcement, because this is the second time. Third time, well, we'll just say the third time I'll be prepared for it, I believe.
Yes. And well, hopefully there isn't a third.
Yes, we hope there isn't a third, but if there is, I will be prepared for it. I
Yes.
may have to, return a little bit of favors that some of the party favors they've been sending my way.
Yes. Well, hopefully that's not necessary, but you never know.
Yeah, that's right. But I believe that is all I have, Lindsay, unless you have anything else to
I
close us out
think
with.
that'll be it for us tonight. A lot. It seems like a little, but it is. We ran through a lot of different things.
Yes, we had a real busy and ran across a lot of stuff going on.
Yes. Now, earlier we'll have another get together with Lieutenant O'Connor and possibly Phil over there with the fire chief tomorrow. And then on Saturday, zombies will be in the city, so we'll have a good fun getting ready for the Halloween season with that, with more details to come.
That sounds like it's going to be a good time right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been an awesome night. Wow, a lot of stuff. Wow, did I say wow enough? Wow.
Wow, wow, wow. Maybe you need to trademark that like Sky
I
did.
think that's
Absolutely.
the plan. That is the plan.
Uh,
But ladies and gentlemen, that was Weazel News. My name is Lindsay Warren. That is Mr. Nick Dastardly. We had a fun time hanging out with you this evening. Of course, brought to you on the Kuffs FiveM server. Check out all the links so you can get in on the latest information and hang out with the awesome community that is on here. But we appreciate you all being here, and we will see you next. I almost just said Monday, and it's not Monday. Next Sunday at 8:15 EST, right here on Weazel News, Channel 13. My name is Lindsay Warren. This is Sky Davis, and we will see you on the next one.
Good night, everybody.
Chill. Yeah. M16.
This is unbelievable.
Brr. Weazel. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and they Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. Hey. Shout out to my boss, Baron. You know that man make it happen. He got a foot up in the damn door, and now the whole team taking action. We got pictures on whether you can chat with cheddar. Hit me for your music needs, who gon' do it better? And you can catch Travis on the Rash Report, or catch me going live with the facts from the source. Ari is a newswoman, plus you with the force. Man, the whole Weazel staff, we on top, check the score. Editors, producers, all going hard. Don't make us pull up with them cameras in your front yard. Weazel. Yeah. M16.
This is unbelievable.
Brr. Weazel. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and they Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. You don't really wanna miss Weazel news. We keep the city on they P's and Q's, cause they know we pull up with them cameras and shoot. We tell the truth so you don't get confused. Hey. Shout out to my boss, Baron. You know that man make it happen. He got a foot up in the damn door. And now the whole team taking action. We got pictures on whether you can chat with cheddar. Hit me for your music needs, who gon' do it better?